Tension within People's Democratic Party escalated on Wednesday as the Factional National Working Committee, led by Acting National Chairman Alhaji Abdulrahman Muhammed, announced the suspension of the party's planned national convention in Ibadan. Muhammad said the decision followed a federal high court judgment in Abuja restraining the party from proceeding with the exercise pending resolution of pending legal disputes, stressing that going ahead would violate the rule of law. However, in a parallel development, the PDP Board of Trustees held an emergency meeting in Abuja where it reaffirmed support for the Ambassador Ilia Damagum-led National Working Committee and approved the constitution of a 6-member reconciliation committee chaired by Ambassador Hassan Adamu. The committee was tasked with reconciling all warring factions and ensuring unity ahead of the convention scheduled for November 15 and 16, 2025. The Board of Trustees also held the ruling of the Oyo State High Court, which upheld the party's right to conduct its national convention, describing it as a victory for democracy and internal party autonomy. In his communique signed by the Board of Trustees Chairman, Senator Adolphus Wabara, the board condemned recent violence and invasion of the party secretariat, urging restraint and dialogue among members. Meanwhile, Muhammad and his ally, Senator Samuel Ayamu, have insisted that their faction's suspension of the convention stands pending the appeal of the Abuja court ruling. Ayamu accused former chairman Ilia Damagum of orchestrating attacks on the secretariat, while the BoT maintained that it will remain neutral and continue mediatory efforts to preserve party unity ahead of the crucial convention. What do you make of this story?
Sad. Yeah, it's sad because just like Achebe wrote, there was once a country. We can say of the PDP, there was once a party.
Or just like Achebe wrote, things fall apart and the center cannot hold. Is that?
Yeah. Honestly, that's what it's beginning to look like. Every effort to get the PDP working again has been frustrated by the internal contradictions. Unfortunately, it's not been able to wield the big stick. And the symptoms, I remember the story of cancer and all. Now I think that the PDP is suffering from some diabetic coma. I don't know whether I'll be able to recover from it. It's unfortunate. And yesterday I was in a very jubilant mood when the results came in. The Democratic Party in the United States, I won some states, and I was like wondering what will happen to the Democratic Party in Nigeria. This is the point I'm making. The people cause differences, run to court, and are protected by the court. And it's so sad. See, this is the point I'm making, that the courts may have to restrain themselves from being too involved in this thing, because they're also able to destabilize. What you are seeing is a march in the direction.
Sometimes when they say a party has to work on their internal differences, to some extent one would wonder when the party becomes the weapon fashioned against you. What do you do in this instance? Recall that Senator Samuel Ayamu had said that the letter written to INEC... He claimed that his signature was false. He claimed that he claimed two things. First, that he did not author that letter, and God, he did not sign that letter. Now, if that is what he is claiming that he didn't do, now, one would say, is this a function of ego? Madam, why not now tell him, okay, Senator Samuel let's author one and sign?
Let's hit the nail on the head. If you are tired of a political party, walk away. Don't stay in the political party and be frustrated. What are you saying? He went for an election, gubernatorial. It's only in the PDP that he went for an election and came back and became national secretary. In other words, even the rules of engagement which says that if you are running an office, you must resign one. So it doesn't exist in our country anymore. No. I'm just feeling very sad, not for a country like Nigeria, and these people don't even understand that this rubbish that they are doing are part of what could have led to an attempted coup. What kind of nonsense is this now?
How is it part of what could have?
Yes,
how is that related?
Because yes, there's a relationship.
How?
The relationship is that democratic values are failing. Therefore, there should be, for those people who were planning this ill, there should be an alternative government. How can't you see the relationship? That's a relationship now.
I'm trying to understand the political party crisis related
All this,
to
please get what I'm trying to do.
Or you're saying that you are seeing a situation where it's like there is no more democracy and the nation is tilting to one party system. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not. See, I'm saying, look, I'm saying that the democratic system is beginning to lack credibility.
Okay.
And when you think that a system, a way of life, as we describe democracy, is not working or not working properly, you begin to have other people, if you like, what you are seeing, the attitudes of the non-state actors who are causing confusion everywhere, shooting their way through, in pursuing demands that are unknown to the Nigerian nation. All these things put together, including, now the point I'm making is, the political class should be well aware that these are not good times for Nigeria. In other words, that they must conduct themselves well and conduct their democracy well. And you are doing these things now. What are we saying?
Now, do you see the reconciliatory move by the Board of Trustees?
It won't work.
Because I'm looking at it from this angle. Clearly, from the onset of PDP crisis, Board of Trustees has always taken a position. They have never been, the neutral umpire in this, and probably that could have, led to their failure or inability to actually, successfully reconcile the warring factions. And now they are saying they are constituting a committee, but in constitution of that committee, they already took a position as well by saying, oh, the Board of Trustees is affirming the position of Damagum as the national president and all of that and all of that. Then after saying that, they are still saying they are neutral. Mind you, now there are two factions. We have the PDP chairman, PDP president, and the PDP acting president. There are two factions. If the Board of Trustees really wants to reconcile these factions, don't you think that coming out openly to even take a side, and then after taking a side, they are saying that we are neutral and we are setting up a committee? Do you see that working?
The PDP should bear responsibility for its weakness.
Okay.
Because it has failed to institute party discipline. And this is why a group of officials will be sacked or suspended for 30 days. And they will return, sack their ESCO. I mean, what's... I don't feel that there are people, strange bedfellows in the PDP, and you see some of them have run out of the party in search of better grounds. And those who are holding PDP hostage are still there holding it hostage, and it's unfortunate. Everybody's saying about trees and monkeys. When they are felling trees in the daytime, they say monkeys laugh. But at night, when they want to sleep, they will not discover that those trees that were felled were their home. So it's so with the PDP. People tightening the screws, making it impossible for understanding, and they're doing a human job of it, really.
How do you see PDP at this rate recovering in preparation of 2027?
That's why I told you, looking at it, I'm just thinking that the PDP is falling into diabetic coma.
And now, also saying that, how many governors have defected? And
you should be asking yourself how many more governors.
How many more governors? Because there are conversations around Taraba State governor around Taraba State Governor defecting, then how many will be left? I think at some point, probably if Taraba State Governor defects, then PDP will be left with like 4 governors.
You know,
or thereabouts.
Well, whatever it is left with.
And there is no guarantee that by 2026.
The thing is that the morale of the party supporters have been dashed, you know, and it's not the rebuilding process. After all, when the PDP launched out many years back, it didn't have governors. You know, it was the beginning of a democratic experiment, and everybody, zero level, went to that election. But they won. And then they prided themselves as a party that will, for the next how many years, be clear leader in Nigeria's politics. But 16 years after, it lost power, you know. And that's what you are seeing. Outside a lot of indiscipline that has been displayed within the party is the fact that as an opposition party, it didn't learn the ropes. It came from winning an election to losing an election and couldn't turn that loss into strength, you know. No, just look at the Democratic Party. They won New Jersey. They won. You can see what we mean. You know, regardless of what Trump has tried to do with ICE and all, including illegal whatever immigration, you know. But you can see that they are marching forward. This doesn't appear to me to be the party that is even going to be in a position to present a candidate. How can you have a man in your party saying, "I will be in my party and support another person"? That's what I'm saying. If you, honestly speaking, I think that Tinubu is doing well. Maybe at the macro level, not at the micro level. He's doing well. So if you want to support Tinubu, jolly well come out in the open, join his party and support him. But it is wrong for you to sit down in your own party. And all the actions you are taking suggest that you are there to frustrate your party. Go across. There is something that BoT George said weeks ago. He said, if you can't stand the heat in the kitchen, leave the kitchen. And I think that...
Isn't that the position PDP is right now? Because a lot of persons are leaving the kitchen because probably the heat is getting too hot.
This is the point. But also bear in mind that also the reference was to those who were in the party and misbehaving. Do you understand? You know, it's either we want to restore the PDP as a party, or we want to... My take will be, and I know that as Rivers people will take a position sooner than later, whether or not we will continue this, you know, but whatever it is, it will be a common position of the Rivers people. If its position is to support Tinubu, so will it be. And then we'll move, hopefully with our leaders, into, but we need to flow.
Right.
And I'm just thinking that, I think that time should be now. If our leaders don't like the PDP, let them come out of the PDP. Let us go where others are going. And then leave the PDP to his fate. I think that's what we should do. I mean, this even sounding moralistic. But I don't think that what we are doing, or what's going on now is the right thing. That's as an observer.
Are you also a PDP member?
Or you don't know?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. If I know, I won't ask. You are a member of PDP.
Yes. I was a member of PDP before I went to APC. When the crisis started, the first crisis, we went to Tamechi and the rest. The APC were in the APC. And 8 years later, I decided to come back to my roots. My roots is PDP. So I came back to my roots. Unfortunately,
it is what it is.
We're going through
probably, I think, who was that said that PDP is like a cat with, in this instance, he said 11 lives.
No, 11 lives.
Not even 9.
So they moved from 9 to 11.
So probably, because I mean, PDP it appears, well, one would say to a large extent, is there still hope?
Look, there could be hope if people play by the rules.
Okay.
Now, you know, the other day in a very reflective mood, I asked myself, how did I become part of a game that has no rules? They keep shifting the goalposts. What kind of game is that? And this is serious business. It's got to do with the lives of our people. And why can't we see that? We need to deliver on those promises that we made during the campaigns. Why can't we understand that? And above all, the future of our great country lies on the success of our democratic principles. Why can't we envision that? It's wrong. Everything is wrong. Everything shouldn't be politics. Everything shouldn't be.
All right.
Now, I hope that I'm speaking like a non-participant observer now. You know, because we must speak through to power. We must speak through to our system. Some of these things are not right. It doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't give us the edge that we need as a country. It doesn't justify the confidence that you want of the Nigerian people. You can't continue to behave like boys in the marketplace. No.
Right. Very well.